Hey guys, Kathy Renee here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you joining me for the very first time today, my name is Kathy Renee and welcome to the show. We're going to be reviewing the Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette. Yes, I waited this long because a girl loves sales. I took advantage of one of the Morphe sales and got it, I think 50% off, something like that. I don't remember, but a girl likes to save her money, and if you like saving money, great, you understand where I'm coming from. If you don't, that's cool too. I understand that one of my eye looks look a little similar to something that I did, but that's okay. I just love these colors. I can't be away from them, sorry. But yeah, enough of me rambling on. Let's get the show started. So prior to filming, I went ahead and did my eyebrows using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the color taupe. I also went ahead and carved out my eyebrows using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Ivory. We're going to be going in with this color right over here. The brush that I will be using is the Morphe E27 brush. Alright, so I went ahead and dipped into the palette, and at the same time I went ahead and dusted it off. And I'm just dragging it across my eye back and forth. I know it looks a little rough, but as I always say, trust the process. And make sure you do little circles. Doesn't matter where you start, inner corner, outer corner, the center, whatever works for you. If you see any type of harshness, little circles is the way to go, let me tell you. It saves a lot. I did back into the palette, and just so you guys know, I am doing this a little bit at a time because this is a reddish color. Reds are really difficult to work with sometimes, but what's funny about it is it's super pigmented. And just so you know, I went back in and I dusted it off. And going back to the red, that it's really pigmented, and what I mean by that is when you like take off your makeup or anything else like that, you always see like some type of the pigment on the eye, which usually happens for me. And no matter what, like, you can take it off with any type of oil you can think of, it's always like your skin is always gonna absorb it. Usually goes away though. So I'm just blending this out little by little, windshield wiper motions, also little circles. You guys know the drill. And like one eye is gonna look a little more rough than the other, but that's fine because we're gonna be cutting the crease anyway. So just hang in there. Yeah, I went back in one more time. I just want to blend her out. I miss blending. I haven't played with colors like this in a while. Okay, so going back into the palette, we're gonna be going in with these two colors right over here. The brush that I will be using is the Morphe M456 brush. Alright, so I dipped both colors into the palette. I did dust it off. I don't know why I don't know why I did that. But anyways, you don't have to dust it off. Just make sure you strategically place it on this outer corner right over here. And just blend. I forgot to mention that I have tape on the side of my eyes. So it's going to be super easy when you clean up. And just keep blending in little circles. I know it looks a little patchy, but that's perfectly fine, because we're going to be blending it out anyway. So I went ahead back into the palette. I did not dust it off this time, and what I'm doing right now is just unpacking the inner corner, and right now I'm blending it by using inner circles or little circles, inner outer, whatever. You guys get the gist of it. But I'm just blending her out. It looks a little rough. Remember, it has to look rough in order for it to be put together all over again. I'm just blending away, you guys, nothing different. And if you guys want to go back in, I encourage you to do so, but just a little bit at a time. And you know, if you guys are feeling really ballsy and just want to go, you know, if you guys want to just like, you know, not dust off the color, just keep packing it on there, hey, more power to you. Keep doing it, make it work. Blend at your own pace. There's no right or wrong in makeup, as long as you feel good about it. And then I'm grabbing the brush that we did from the beginning, which is the E27 brush or E27 brush, and in the outer corner I'm just gonna be blending it like so, like that. And we blend it. And if you want to get a clean one, a clean brush, go ahead. But I'm just doing what I have here. And if you guys want to go back, just blend each eye, go ahead. I'm not going to do that yet. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off the camera for a bit. I'm gonna do the cut crease, so I will be right back. I went ahead and cut my crease using the LA Girl Pro Concealer and the color Flat White Corrector. And the brush that I use is the Morphe M167 brush. Really easy, especially for my hooded lids. Okay, so back into the palette, we're gonna go in with this color right over here. The brush that I will be using is the Morphe M153 brush. Okay, so I dipped the flat part into the palette. I did not dust it off because I want the color to become super intense. So what I'm doing right now, wherever you want, what I'm gonna do is kind of like do the outer right of the min, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna do here, okay? And then I'm just gonna be packing her on there because I want her to be super intense. And then it's gonna look like crazy all over the place, but that's fine because remember, this is a process and we're gonna be going back in and blending it out anyway. And I went back into the palette, I did not dust it off. What's good about the concealer is that it's wet. And this is a little challenging since I had to do it really angled. So bear with me here. I'm just blending it upwards here, and that's fine. And I'm bringing it down, like blending it down, if that makes sense. I did back into the palette, but I only like the tip of it because I want to do this crease area right over here, but super gently. Either way, I'm going to be going back in. So take your time with it and be careful because this is the crease. Okay, so the next color that we're going to be going in with to finish off the cut crease is this beautiful color right over here. The brush that I'm going to be using is the Morphe M522 brush. Okay, so on the flat side, we're going to be picking up the flat side, we're going to be picking up the color. We're not dusting it off. The cut crease, since the concealer is still wet, make sure that you blend out that line where you're, I have hooded lids, so if you have hooded lids, make sure you blend out that line. If you don't have hooded lids, don't worry about it, but if you want to blend it out, go right ahead too. And then we're just going to be packing on this color here. I just keep packing her on there. Be careful with the cut crease area. And then I just switch my hand angles because, oh girl, I always overcomplicate myself when I do things. And I was just thinking right now, like, man, you know, like, how is it that I'm doing this? Like, why do my arms feel so complicated right now? By the way, I went ahead and did back into the palette. I did not dust it off. I'm here thinking, why am I overcomplicating myself? And next thing you know, like, I just rearranged myself. I'm like, oh, okay, this could have been easier since the beginning if I did that. I always do this type of crap, you guys. Well, whatever, it's okay. And like what I'm doing right now is like I'm blending it back and forth right here. I want to create a gradient. And don't worry, we are gonna go back in with the purpley color, but first, right now, I just want to blend this in. And just keep taking your time. If you want to go back in, go ahead. I encourage you to do so because once you blend, some of the color like gets off, which is completely fine. It's gonna happen. Okay, so I went back in. I did not dust it off. All right, so I just got done blending both sides out. What I'm gonna do right now is my liner and my lashes. So I will be right back. Okay, so for eyeliner, I'm using the NYX Epic Ink Liner in black. So pretty easy to use with the tape. You just like kind of angle your eye down and just like draw the line and just fill it in. Super simple. I really don't know what to use for lashes, so I just picked a random one. I've used it over and over and over again, but I really don't care because I really like this brand. What I'm using for lashes is the Lily Lashes in the style of LA. I'm gonna glue these on right now, so a girl will be right back. All right, so I went ahead and finished putting on my eyelashes. Off camera, I went ahead and did the waterline. With the waterline, I went ahead and used the NYX retractable liner in white, just so it can make my eyes look like a little wider. And also, when I put like, I'm gonna put like bottom shadow as well, so you guys can see like how cute it looks. I love it. It not only it does my hooded eyes a favor, but I feel like you look like a doll. And who doesn't want to look dolled up? I'm gonna do the rest of my face off camera, so a girl's gonna be right back. Okay, so back into the palette, we're gonna be going in with this beautiful color right over here. And the brush that I will be using is the Morphe M321 brush. Alright, so I dipped the brush into the palette. I did not dust it off. And then carefully, I'm just blending it. Just keep blending it back and forth. And I don't want you guys to get this in your eye. And if you guys want to go back in and put more, intensify the color, you're more than welcome to. I encourage everybody to do so. I just want you guys to see here. And just so you guys know, the reason why I do like the bottom lashes, not the bottom lashes, but like the bottom lid, like just like smoke it out, is because I have, and clearly you can see that I have hooded lids. It complements it, and since I do the white eyeliner, it complements it as well. It makes my eyes look bigger. On top of that, look at it as a picture frame. You know how like there's the picture and then like the frame about it? The frame is like your eye is the picture, and then your frames are the top lid and also the bottom lid. So whatever you do like on the top lid, make sure you decorate like the bottom of the picture, which is your eye. So just think about it like that. This is just one analogy that I think makes sense. Alright, so I completed the rest of my face off camera. I'm gonna quickly do my hair so we can discuss the palette. I look decent, but I don't know, I just hate the little hairs. Like, anyways, this is not what the freaking video is about. I'm so pale, I need to tan. Okay, so if you guys made it this far, thank you guys so much for hanging in there. I really appreciate each and every one of you that made it this far. And we're gonna talk about the Jaclyn Hill palette, volume 2. First of all, it's super cute in the beginning where it says, "To all my loving subscribers." Alright, so these are the colors. Now, just so you know, prior to filming this video, I went ahead and tried out the colors. And honestly, all the colors are blendable. They're workable. What I like is that you get your nudes and then your brights. Freaking love it. If you want to do a nude with a hint of bright, you can do that. Or if you want to do a bright just like I did, you can do that too. And yes, I know I'm a little late on reviewing the volume 2. But yeah, this is a yes for me. I love all the colors. I love how it blends. Yeah, and the reason why I'm late on reviewing the palette is because a girl has to save her money. Thank you for sticking with me all the way to the end. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned something new. Thank you. Until next time, guys. Bye.